It's late. I was doing things and I was hungry. So, yep. So, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the stream. This is Nox, and yeah, we're gonna be continue. And as the title says, let's hope we can get to the cutest dungeon. It's gonna be a cute dungeon. I love the dungeon. We're gonna do it in trust this time. And we shall continue. I'll be slipping things, so don't mind me. Hi Jelly! Morning! Though the root cause is different, perhaps the solution is the same. It is by no means unreasonable hypothesis, I would say, and it warrants full investigation. If there's even a chance we can save Gabu, we have to try. But however much I like to race over to Lin Samisa to set work, there's no room for recklessness. Not when a child's life is at stake. As I'm sure that would remind us, we still know very little and less about the soul. Any number of things could go wrong if we don't exercise due caution. And so, before attempting anything, we should learn all we possibly can about tempering. And there's just one problem. Research into the condition has long since ground to a halt, and combined work in many scholars involved doesn't exactly amount to a wealth of knowledge. Do I say night night? Not of the modern scholars, perhaps, but what of their ancient counterparts? I know the elegance took a more than passing interest in the subject. And if we seek, and if what we seek is to be found anywhere, it surely be in the ether chemical research facility. Where they experimented on primers and their worshippers. Yes, good thinking. I've never actually been there myself, but I did read reports on Asasla, which means we will be needing an airship. An airship, you say? Meet me at the northern banks of Silvertail Lake. I have got a little surprise for you. Oh, and come prepared to travel. Oh, this is where they slept. They rested that day. Ah, they're doing squats. Fly here. Oh, jelly. I got this for the. I got the flying head. And I also got the wheel. Yeah, I need a lot of pre-runs. I also got the Shinryu doggo, and yeah, I need to mark this one. I like the doggo. I love the doggo. I give you the Bonazai, the Scion's very own airship. I built her as a company project with the help from our friends at the Rising Sun, and and name her for luck and prosperity. Yeah. Tataru, this is amazing. We'll be able to fly just about anywhere if we want. Our governments are impressive enough, but to build an entire airship, I see the analysts did not exaggerate the many talents of the Scion's favored coinkeeper. Hee hee. I also introduced myself as your pilot, except the training didn't go quite as well, I hope. But that's all well because we hired this capable fighter here instead. The Bonai is equipped with the full complement of mana cutters, by the way. Feel free to use them around Asisla. Enough talk, time to fly. All aboard! I wanted to make this noise, but my voice cracked. It's gonna be a short stream lately. It is getting late, and I was running around doing relic thing, and I forgot about time, and also munching on food. If you are wondering how is my thing, I still have 19 more to go because I'm doing 2 weapons. I am doing for my dancer weapon. So this is the relic weapon. Not complete yet, but it's a beauty. But I still like my this one. But I'm gonna make it. And also this one. Oh, it's got crossblade. I didn't know it's got crossblade. The heck? Ooh. Ooh, it's nice. Look at how evil, how badass she is. Okay, enough talk. Oh, I like that one. Yeah. Honestly, Sid would be jealous of the way that airship flies. Tataru has outdone herself. Anyway, here we are on Asisla, and Alphanaud's report did not do the scale of this place justice. It's big. This appears to be the helix, which means we stand in the Alpha quadrant. To the east lies the Beta quadrant, and yes, I believe I have my bearings. Though this is my first time on Asisla, I do have some familiarity with the place thanks to the records of the Crystal Tower. Unless I'm mistaken, this path leads to an area beyond which there will be an information terminal. I suggest we begin our search there. The thing that I need to do, because I got copyright strike. I am still grumpy about that. Grumpy. I'm a grumpy cat. No, I'm not. There's a hungry and tired cat. No. You're not supposed to attack Raha. And here is the terminal. A moment while I search for the archives for references of tampering. SSD9. Sorry, I had to go there. There we are. Iconic corruption and overview. That sounds promising. Indeed, let us see what this report has to say. Confounded. The contents appear to have been deleted. What? No. Isn't there anything you can do? Not from here, I'm afraid. But it may be that another copy of the report exists elsewhere. The question is, where to look? It says here the report was written by someone named Owen. Is it likely that he kept a copy? I would say it is a distinct possibility. Assuming he was a researcher here, he would have a quarters in the hemisphere. We can ascertain the details at the hemisphere control. What's a heart? Let us return to the Bonza and avail ourselves of mana cutters. We will need them to reach our destination. I forgot, you already have a suitable means of transport, don't you? No need to waste time accompanying us back to the ship, and we will see you at the hemisphere. If the late Owen did indeed have a chamber here, this note will be able to tell us its number. There, from what I recall of the layout, it should be somewhere in the vicinity of... Warning, an evacuation order is presently in effect. Entering the hemisphere is not permitted at this time. Void again. In the likelihood the order will have been imposed during the fourth clemency. I doubt it will be lifted in the near future. Energy level critical. Returning to base for recharging. Surely there must be some other way to gain access. Force, for example? We resort to that. I have an idea. We are able to send a surge of energy through yonder control mechanism. It should prompt the system to restart, releasing the locks. As for a suitable energy source, a concentrated lightning shot will be suffice. Happily, I seem to recall that they are known to form at points at segment throughout the continent. you seem to recall. Are you honestly telling me that was in the records too? Aha, I am. A report sent to the capital mansion about lightning aspected ether was prone to cooling on continent, resulting in such that interfere with equipment. A minor detail, I grant you, but in my role as caretaker of the Crystal Tower, there was no such thing as too much elegant knowledge. Besides, my studies helped me to feel connected to the source, to home. I must have explored this facility 1,000 times in my mind, but to finally stand here with the two of you is more exhilarating than I can well express. Now then, the lightning shot, if I may. I suggest we split up and search the beta cotton. Oh, beware of the sprites. They are not. Was a heart. They are wound to manifest where the ether is stagnant. Now you're just showing off, which makes me think we should make a contest out of it. The first to return here with the shot. What do you say? Well, it'll be my honor to come third. try setting again. I want to see what I get here. I forgot. I know it's here. Yeah, ignore the private message. If you receive such a private message as what I received, ignore and blacklist. I'm going to blacklist after I did this. I'm done with this. Okay, done. Ooh. Got one. Yeah, same. It's easy to get lost here. I like this conversation between Alize and the warrior like after this, during this hour. Well, nothing for it but to sit tight. I'm sure this Owen fella was very learned, but economic corruption and overview sounds like a stadium thesis. We all had to write one. Lizzie wondered. Mine was about the combat application of ether. I'm nothing if not practical. Alfred is more philosophical, of course, political. Dare I say it? He chose to write a lengthy disclosure on our nation's duty to the world. A conversation subject, to say the least. He asserted that a challenge knowledge should rightly be used to protect all life on the star, in direct opposition of the country's cherished policy of intervention. Being a leading member of the forum, our father was not happy. At that time, of course, Alfonso was utterly convinced of his views and would cheerfully argue to the death with anyone who sees things differently, by which I mean the roles were long, to be fair to him, though he since learned to be a little more open-minded. But deep down he still holds fast to that one belief, and I admire him for it. I should have liked to meet the young Alfonso. For what it's worth, my thesis concerned the elegant civilization as depicted in folklore. Oh, you're back. I didn't know you attended the stadium. I didn't. A thesis was required to earn my Archon mark. My peers at the students of Beldison convinced me to write one with the promise of unaffected access to the forbidden tomes, though I considered it no more than a means to an end at the time. I would admit it was gratifying to have my efforts acknowledged. Good gods, an Archon thesis. I shudder to imagine the work involved, but enough about that. Is this the fruit of our foray? Yes, Owen's archive note. It was waiting for me in his chamber. If a copy of his report still survives, it will be stored in this device. Shall we find out? Wrong password. Confounded. Uh-oh. Password. I believe Alice's email would be hacked very easily. Look at him all but running. How sweet. Still, it won't do keep him waiting, shall we? I cheated. Wonderful news, Nox'ila. Tataru contacted Sid on our behalf, and he's on his way here. His way here, even as we speak. While we wait, I should like very much to hear what transpired at the Alliance Council. Will you be so kind, Carl? As you know, the meeting was conveyed to discuss how best to respond to recent events in Galamon. According to intelligence from our dormant allies, the war of succession rages on, and the empire remains without a leader. Amidst the chaos, the imperial legions in the province have begun to move independently of the motherland. Of great concern to us is the elite legion allied with Lord Nerva. It appears they have received from backing from House Brutus. Brutus? Aren't they the ones who took in Yokjuyu and Asahi? This bodes well? Xeno's movements, meanwhile, remain shrouded in mystery. We are hoping that Tancred and Urianger will be able to shed some light on his activities when they return. Until such time as they do, the allied leaders feel it would be unwise to interfere with the conflict, and so thanks in part to the Imperial withdrawal from limit, they have decided to turn their attention to the primal problem once more. Working with friendly faction among the Beast Tribe, they hope to reopen dialogue and explore new avenues for peace. Given the timing, I suspect they wish to put their respective houses in order ahead of the clash with the Empire. Whatever their intent, this is not a problem easily solved. The Lumisian in particular struggle in their efforts, and Alphonor and Ishtola have been called upon to aid them. So long as we are dealing with the tempered, I'm afraid no amount of dialogue will avail us. But if we can develop a treatment for tempering, then anything is possible. Which is why we must succeed. And on that cherry note, why not make ourselves comfortable in the dawn's respite? I will sure sit in as soon as he arrives. Sit. Forgive us for not coming to see you sooner, my friend. As you may have heard, we had our hands full. In our defense, you are up rather early. I was under the impression you would be slumbering a while longer. Oh, I would have, but had you not fulfilled your promise. I struggle with that idea. From where I stand, the secrets of traversing time and space seem exactly as unformidable as they ever did. But if an alternate version of myself had already laid them bare, I dare say that frees me from concentrating on Speaking of which, you wanted help from something. Why is it? Well, a treatment for tempering, and for the next step we will need the password to this elegant report. Just so, with an air of clue to guide us, we could be here forever and still not guess correctly, and thus return to you. I love to say that we could help, so I will. Once suitably configured, a Magitech terminal should be able to make short work identify the password. I knew I could rely on now, anticipating that it might be off. I took the liberty to borrow a tombstone from containing. Good thinking. I will transfer the information to a terminal and set it to work right away. I think they shot out the whole rising zone, didn't they? seeks to bind people to their will. The phenomenon we call corruption refers to the alteration of ether of the soul. Said ether ordinarily exists in equilibrium, no one element being more prominent than yet another. But when a subject is exposed to an ether of an icon, this changes, their soul taking on the properties of the entity in question. By example, an exposure to the ether of the fiend Sephiroth, which caused the subject's ether to align with the element of earth. As a consequence, the subject would attain heightened affinity with earth aspect magic, as well as preternatural levels of endurance. Repeated exposure will further enhance this trait, ultimately turning the subjects very fresh. These changes undergone by the subject are not solely attributed to the element alignment, however. Further testing has determined that the subject's soul become abnormally changed or during the process. This stagnation of the soul has been effect to dilute senses of self, rendering the subject vulnerable to will of the icon, the thoughts of whom come to consume their entire being existence. In this manner, the corruption become worshippers of the icon. Their prayers serve to further empower the entity. Having discrete the mechanism of the iconic corruption, my colleagues and I set up to develop a material capable of shielding one from its effects, and therefore in which we were successful, but at a great cost. In the course of testing, many of my assistants, good men and women, all fell victim to corruption, and in accordance with protocol, they were some put to death. In subsequent submitted to the proposal to investigate potential cures for corruption, but it was rejected, deemed non-essential by Lord Armon. Though I knew it would be fruitless, I protest this decision, and for my imprudence, I was stripped of the rank and title, and shall it be expelled from this facility. In the likelihood this report will be expunged from the archives, nevertheless, I record it in the hope that one day someone will undertake to do that which I could not, and find a cure for the victims of economy for any recording. So not even the elegants were able to find a cure, or rather were not given the chance to do so. One cannot help but to wonder what motivated Lord Armon's decision. More importantly, this confirms that the stagnation of the soul is indeed the problem, and Angelo can remedy that. True, yet we simple to reanimate a tempered soul. I fear it would do not to diminish the individually. No, I need to start reading. Of course, memories transfer. The process has the effect of drown out the Why are we? It's getting late and I am I can't pay attention anymore. I'm gonna end the stream here and I'll try to stream tomorrow evening. If not, will be next week. We're gonna continue this ridiculous thing called Final Fantasy XIV, which we all love and we all love. Okay? So I'll end the stream right here. So good night. Stay safe. I love you guys.